Welcome to the first episode of the English version of the GameProfessor. Today we will discuss a new concept in game critique, which I would like to call the PickUp rating. First, I want to tell you a little bit about how I found the inspiration for that concept. Recently, I got a full-time job, which restricted my available gaming time, and as a result, I find myself changing my gaming habits drastically. There are games that I used to play almost every day, which I started abandoning completely, and games that I finished a long time ago, which I started to visit again and again. 2 months into my new job, and I started to see the patterns. I don't think we pick up certain games when we feel like it. There's something else that controls this action of picking up a game and playing it. Something external makes that decision for us. It's subconscious and very subtle, and I think it's going to be the next big thing in the industry. The thing, ladies and gentlemen, that controls us when we choose a game to pick up and play is the gaming session length. And it does. It absolutely, unequivocally, 100% moves your hand on that controller when you're too tired from that double shift you just had and makes the choice for you. There is a calculation that runs in the back of our minds because we have a finite amount of time to play. And so, if we have a full weekend, we tend to play something like Resident Evil 2 or Zelda Breath of the Wild. If we have 2 hours before we sleep and we go back to work the next day, we play something like Hearthstone. If we have 10 minutes in the bus, we tend to play something like Candy Crush. Gaming session length is what controls your gaming habits, and I decided to call the likelihood of someone picking up a specific game during a finite amount of time with the name PickUp rating. It's out of 5, and the higher the rating, the more likely you will choose this specific game to play. I suppose it's time for some examples. A game like The Witcher 3 is an absolute 1 out of 5. That's not to comment on the quality of the game, since it's one of my absolute favorites. But when it comes to picking up something easy to digest, it is the last thing that I think of. On the other hand, while Hearthstone is not even close in terms of quality, it is a definite 5 out of 5, because it's super easy to pick up, especially after the implementation of the new Battleground mode, which you can play without even thinking about the deck building or the cards that you have and you don't have in your collection. Another 2 examples would be The Last of Us and Zelda Breath of the Wild. With The Last of Us, you have to totally immerse yourself in the story in order to play. 1 out of 5. But with Zelda, you can just do any of the 1,000 activities in the game and then put the game down. 5 out of 5. You see why these 2, while both getting a 10 out of 10, one is definitely more praised than the other. It's the secret ingredient, the PickUp rating. More examples of this would be the difference between roguelikes and JRPGs. Roguelikes are an easy 5 out of 5, while JRPGs are mostly 1 out of 5. The reason I think PickUp rating will be a successful measure is because its usefulness. It's an extra weapon in the critic's arsenal to use in order to describe the quality of a certain game with more of finesse, and a very useful indication of a certain quality that is proving to be more and more useful the more you think of its applications. I guess you can go ahead and use it, and if possible, leave me a comment with 2 games with 2 different PickUp ratings and compare them from your point of view. Don't forget to leave a like or dislike to let me know if you are into this concept or how useful it is, and subscribe if you want to see more of the GameProfessor. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Game Dozer. Ciao for now.